Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Today I have an unsolved mystery to share with you, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy, and consider subscribing to hang around and for more such stories. Let's begin. Have you ever heard of Doveland, Wisconsin? Some say it was a quiet little town tucked somewhere in the heart of rural Wisconsin, surrounded by pine trees and peaceful lakes, a place like any other, until one day it simply vanished. No warning, no headlines, just gone. The strangest part? There are no official records, no mention of it in state archives, no place by that name on any map. And yet, scattered across the internet are eerie pieces of what look like real evidence. Postcards with greetings from Doveland stamped on them, t shirts with faded logos, and even people who claim to have visited or lived there. So, what happened to Doveland? Did the town ever really exist? Or is this one of the internet's most elaborate urban legends? The mystery of Dublin first surfaced online around the mid 2010s. At first, it appeared in isolated posts, someone on a forum asking if anyone else remembered a town that seemed to have vanished. Then, like kindling catching fire, more and more people chimed in. Some swore they'd been there, others recalled hearing about it from relatives. The name rang a bell, but no one could quite place it. According to legend, Dublin was a small Midwestern town with a population in the low thousands. It had a main street with a diner, a library, a small park, and a post office. There was even mention of a town festival held every summer. It wasn't famous or noteworthy, but to those who claimed to remember it, it felt real. Too real to be made up. One of the most common stories goes like this: Doveland was removed, intentionally. The theory suggests that a government operation went wrong. Maybe it was a secret military test site or a classified chemical facility buried beneath the town. And when something catastrophic happened, the entire area had to be wiped clean. And the best way to do that? Erase the town from existence, physically and historically. Burn the paper trail. Alter the maps. Silence the people. Sound far-fetched? Sure. But some of the supposed evidence gives believers pause. Several people online have shared images of Dublin-branded merchandise they claim to have found in thrift stores and estate sales. T-shirts, magnets, even tourist-style postcards. Most are worn and faded, as if they'd been sitting in storage for years. On some of them, the date is smudged or missing, and yet they don't seem photoshopped. No clear origin, just objects without a past. Then there's the location issue. No one agrees exactly where Dublin was supposed to be, but some claim it was somewhere between Baraboo and La Crosse. People have pointed out anomalies on Google Maps: empty plots of land with no road access, no property listings, and no satellite images. Others have gone further, attempting to contact local historical societies or county clerks, only to be met with confused responses or no replies at all. One Reddit user recalled a chilling encounter. They posted that their grandmother once told them about a town she used to drive through in the 70s. It had a pretty name, something with Dove in it, she said, and she remembered the people being friendly, the houses modest, the town quiet. When she tried to return years later, it was as if it had never existed. The roads were different, the landmarks were gone, and no one else remembered it. Then came the theory that Doveland is a case of collective false memory, a perfect example of what psychologists call the Mandela effect. This is when large groups of people remember something that didn't actually happen, or at least didn't happen the way they remember it. Think of people misremembering the Berenstain Bears as Berenstein, or recalling Nelson Mandela dying in prison years before he actually passed. Some believe Doveland is just that, a misfired memory, maybe a confusion with another small town, magnified by the echo chamber of the internet. Still, others aren't so convinced. They think the legend of Doveland is an elaborate hoax, an experiment, perhaps. A digital campfire story that started as a piece of internet fiction, maybe a fake ARG or horror project, and took on a life of its own. These skeptics point to the convenience of the evidence, how it always appears in vague posts with blurry photos and no way to verify the objects. The people who claim to have lived there never seem to remember exact addresses, names of schools, or specific businesses. But some accounts are harder to dismiss. One man claimed he found an old cassette tape labeled Doveland Local Radio 1983 in a box of junk at a garage sale in Eau Claire. He said when he played it, the tape included weather reports, advertisements for local shops, and folk music. But then, halfway through, the audio cut to static. When he tried to replay it, the tape jammed and snapped. He posted a photo of the tape, but later deleted the post and disappeared from the forum entirely. Other users described finding mentions of Doveland in family photo albums, people posing in front of a Welcome to Doveland sign or standing outside what looks like a town hall. But when these images are shared online, the metadata is missing, and reverse image searches lead nowhere. It's as if the town wants to be forgotten. Some even report dreams, vivid, recurring dreams of walking down streets they've never seen before, standing in front of buildings they don't recognize, under a cloudy Wisconsin sky. When they wake, they feel a strange sense of longing or loss. They say it feels like they're remembering a place they were never supposed to forget. Could memory of Dublin be resurfacing in dreams, in fragments, or is it simply the mind trying to make sense of a myth? And then there's the silence, the eerie way this story seems to vanish whenever it starts gaining traction. Posts about Doveland on forums like Reddit or 4chan are frequently deleted, links die, threads close, people stop responding mid-conversation. Some believe this is just the nature of the internet. Others think something or someone doesn't want the story spreading too far. There's even speculation that some of the accounts trying to debunk Doveland are part of the cover-up itself. Bots, planted users, misinformation campaigns. If the government wanted to erase a town from history, wouldn't controlling the narrative online be part of the plan? It's easy to get caught up in the mystery. After all, there's something about lost towns that taps into a deep part of our imagination, places where time stopped, places we can't get back to. The idea that somewhere out there was once a town that lived and breathed, that held birthdays, weddings, laughter, arguments, only to be scrubbed from the world as if it never happened. But here's what we know for sure. There is no mention of Doveland, Wisconsin in the official GNIS Geographic Names Information System. No postal code, no census data, no property records, no news articles. It does not appear on any modern map, nor in archived editions. Every lead goes cold, and yet the souvenirs persist. The stories continue. The memories return. A former truck driver claimed in a now deleted YouTube comment that he passed through Doveland in 1991 during a delivery route. He remembered stopping for gas, asking for directions, and being told by an old man that we don't get many outsiders anymore. He later tried to retrace the trip, but the roads had changed. He never found the town again. A woman from Appleton claimed her aunt had an old scrapbook with a page labeled Trip to Doveland, Summer '85. The page included a blurry photo of a fountain and a handwritten note. The people here are too quiet. Feels like they're hiding something. She said the scrapbook was lost in a basement flood years later, and she has no way of proving it ever existed. Stories like these are common in the legend. Vague memories, secondhand accounts, fleeting pieces of evidence that vanish when examined too closely. Critics say it's all part of the urban legend formula, just enough detail to be intriguing, not enough to confirm. But believers argue that's exactly what makes it so compelling and possibly real. If a place were truly erased, wouldn't the evidence look just like this? Then there's the aesthetic of it all, the washed-out postcards, the lo-fi cassette recordings, the grainy photographs. Dublin feels like a town out of time, forever trapped in a faded 1980s haze. It's nostalgia weaponized. A perfect ghost town for the internet age, built from fragments of memory and digital whispers. As time goes on, more people stumble upon the story. Some dismiss it as a clever piece of fiction. Others become obsessed, digging through local records, scanning satellite maps, searching estate sales for another glimpse of Dublin's shadow. So what's the truth? Was Dublin a real town lost to a cover-up, a psychological illusion, a viral myth that people wanted to believe so badly it started to feel real? We may never know for sure. No concrete evidence has ever surfaced. No whistleblower has stepped forward. No definitive location has been found. But that's the thing about legends. They don't need proof to survive. They just need people to keep asking questions. Doveland, Wisconsin might never have existed on paper. But in the minds of those who remember it or think they do, it's as real as any place on Earth. A lost town hiding in plain sight, a name whispered online just loud enough to echo, and maybe just maybe, that's exactly how it was meant to be. Do you remember Doveland? Let us know in the comments. Maybe your memory will help piece together what the rest of us have forgotten. Until then, keep your eyes open because sometimes the places we can't find are the ones that never wanted to be found.